G'day, I'm John Matthews and welcome to The Quality Agent. And I've got a special treat for you here today. I've got a fabulous new listing at 4 Keene Street here in Essendon North. I'm going to take you on a tour and I've got a special guest on the show today, Richard Nyko from NRG Finance. We're going to talk about how there's a little bit more credit availability out there now and clearance rates have improved and the market's starting to trend up again. Should be a great interview. Let's go and take a look at the property and catch up with Richard. The timber looks a tremendous theme for this property, not just on the outside but also on the in. We've got the beautiful front door and lovely staircase, just a marvellous feature. The one big benefit about this property is it has a guest bedroom downstairs or a main bedroom downstairs, beautiful walk-in robe with custom cabinetry and an excellent bathroom. You can see that they've used the black on the cabinetry in the bathroom with the timber tops, very nice, and cistern toilets, lovely quality fixtures and fittings throughout. An incredible main bathroom with mirrored cabinets, double basin, a huge freestanding tub, not to mention a cistern toilet and big shower. So as you can see, it's a beautiful kitchen and marvellous porcelain bench tops giving it the Calcutta marble look. And we have beautiful, obviously engineered oak floors, and the way that they've put the tones in with the kitchen, it all blends in nicely. So we have a special guest on the show this week, Richard Nyko from NRG Finance. How you going, Richard?
Good, John. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. So Richard, tell some of our viewers how the finance market is going. Obviously it was a bit doom and gloom with the Royal Commission that finished earlier in the year, but
yeah.
How is lending at the moment?
Yeah, well John, in my experience, it was a bit of a rough patch. We did face some challenges, a lot like you did in real estate, but I think it was a necessary evil, and coming out of that now, we are starting to see the banks relax a little bit more than what they have been over the previous 12 months.
And it's probably a good thing because people were basically taking out loans and they were writing on the application that they earned X amount a month and spent X, but there was no policing of what they actually spent. So this is a good thing for a bit more healthy lending environment. And obviously there's been some positive things, the election result going to the Liberals, obviously from a negative gearing perspective, capital gains tax, and we've had some interest rate decreases. So have you seen it pick up since some of those changes?
The last couple of months have probably been the busiest for me in my 2 years being self-employed or running the business. What I'm finding is a lot of my clients are now coming for pre-approvals for purchases, whether it be upsizing, first home investment. However, on the other side, we're finding that they're also missing out on a lot of properties. There seems to be a shortage.
You're definitely right about that. I mean, the clearance rates are higher off the back of lower volumes. And what sort of interest rates are people borrowing at the moment, Richard?
Again, John, it really comes down to the individual circumstances. Some banks are rewarding clients for having more of a deposit or being in a position where their LVR or loan to value ratio is below 80. In saying that, those who might not be as fortunate and are borrowing over 90 might not be as rewarded. We're getting rates from as low as high 2s, right up to the sort of mid 3s, low 4s. It really depends. Everybody's circumstances are different.
And it's a higher rate for investors over owner-occupiers, isn't it? That was a change.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
Obviously investors generally like to have interest-only loans. Banks are sort of increasing on those interest-only loans. However, you can look at fixed options and they can be quite competitive also. So again, it comes down to individual circumstances.
And is it much of an investor's market or are you finding more owner-occupiers are your clients at the moment?
At the moment, I'll probably say I'm getting a lot more owner-occupied buyers.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Again, as I sort of touched on before, with the introduction of the the increase in living expenses separate for investment properties, it is sort of absorbing a lot of the borrowing capacity that previously the client had. And with first home buyers and the market being so low and the shortage of properties, it's just a formula for...
And we're seeing a lot of the same things, Richard. Like realistically, the first home buyers market's strong because there's the no stamp duty up to 6. They still get discount from 6 up to $750 and a $10,000 grant if it's brand new, up to $750. So we're seeing that end of the market pretty strong. And a lot of our sales at the moment, I'd probably say 80% at owner occupiers, people either buying their first place or trading up or trading down. The investor activity is a little bit light, but that, as you said, has probably got to do with obviously passing the serviceability test with living expenses.
Look, it could be, absolutely. I mean, that's what I'm seeing. I'm doing a lot of pre-approvals for clients at the moment. Unfortunately, they may be falling just a little bit short from what they're wanting to do, but okay.
I think we're in the same boat together, Richard, because obviously if you're not sort of approving a lot of people to buy houses, that filters through into the sales. So it's kind of good to hear that things are going well and you're busy at the moment. And we're seeing that in the real estate market as well. Things have certainly picked up. So the doom and gloom that was around earlier in the year, the world was going to fall off a cliff, it just seems to have dried up a little bit and we're back into business, aren't we?
Banks are open, mate. That's all I can say.
Okay. And obviously out of the Royal Commission, there was a lot of things imposed on the Big Four. I mean, there's obviously some second tier type lenders that are coming into the marketplace. Is that right?
Definitely.
Yep.
I think a lot of my business now is actually going more towards those second tier lenders, such as your Macquarie, your ING. I feel that a lot of the clients I'm talking with, there's no need for that branch anymore. And they're quite happy to deal with the online banks.
Yeah. And realistically, I mean, if someone hasn't had their loan checked in a while, with all these interest rate decreases that we've had and some of the big banks haven't passed on the full amount, it's certainly worthwhile getting a home loan check, isn't it?
Absolutely. Excuse the pun, but the banks are banking on your loyalty and it's costing you money. A simple 5-minute conversation with myself or a broker could potentially save you thousands.
And I think loyalty, I mean, if your loyalty goes to your estate agent or your broker, I mean, that's a good thing. But I think with a bank, a loan's a loan, so you're going to be able to get that loan from any bank. So it's all about just getting the best deal to put a few more dollars in your pocket.
It's more of a transaction with a bank.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying this because I myself am a broker now, but I was working in a bank. And a lot of the relationships that I had built have now come with me.
Yes.
On my journey as a broker. So the service which we offer is more relationship type based, not so transactional.
And I think, Richard, working in a bank, you could only sell the bank's products. Being a broker, you can sell multiple banks' products.
Absolutely, John.
So there's a lot more flexibility. You're able to get a better deal for your client.
Absolutely, I totally agree. And it's one thing that has brought joy to myself, to be honest, because there were circumstances working in the bank where I couldn't help the client. I had a great relationship, but I wasn't able to help them.
Yes.
So it was more of a, okay, well, thank you. Off you go. Now, having exposure to over 30 different lenders, there's a solution for everyone.
And Richard, realistically, like if someone was a bit, I don't think I can get a loan at the moment, it's still worth placing a call to you, isn't it? Just to sort of, you're happy to have a coffee with someone and...
John, absolutely. As I said, a 5-minute conversation or a cup of coffee, you'd be surprised just what solutions are out there.
And we're seeing the same in sales. I think there's a few people at the moment who are just a bit unsure about the market. Like, by all means, if you're looking to get an appraisal done on your property, look, feel free to contact me, or if you're further away from the city of Moonee Valley and surrounds, contact a local agent if you've got a connection there. I mean, the market is pretty good at the moment, so it certainly is a good time to sell.
Yeah.
So upstairs we have the second living area retreat, and one of the marvellous features about it is this magnificent picture window which has a really good look at the streetscape and the surrounds. Well, thank you for watching this episode of The Quality Agent. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed it. If you have any genuine interest in 4 Keene Street, Essendon North, or if you're looking to sell one of your own properties, feel free to contact me. I'd be glad to help. I look forward to seeing you next time.